You're not letting it ruin your weekend, are you? It's a defeat. It's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's a fucking disgrace, Wednesday. Never play for the club again. Concrete boots. I'll drive him near me sin. We've lost a game. It happens. Decent performance overall, that. Doom factor. If you've come here looking for doom on a Sunday morning, you're not going to find it. So, if that's your crack, skip on to 19 minutes and 40 odd seconds to pass that. 19 minutes? That seems excessive. What can I say? I'm a positive guy. Here we go. Peacock, Farrell, Hunt, Iofa, Palmer, Brown, Byers, Bannon, Adeniran, Good, Gregory, Johnson, Patterson. Well, talking point there. Liam Palmer at centre half. I've got no problem with Liam Palmer at centre half. He's played 300 career games, 290 odd of them in Championship. He's 6'1", you know, it's not like we're putting a 5'3" midget left back in there and asking him to do a job, you know. He's quite a big lad, so no problem with that. Experienced player, he'll slot in. I said this in that Forest video before. He's got that utility quality about him. You can use him at right back, left back and centre half and it will come in handy, and that looks like the case today. But yeah, I've got no worries at all about him playing today. Good midfield, happy with the forward line. Half time, really positive start from Wednesday. First 5 minutes just come flying out at traps, really getting at them. I thought Morecambe would squeeze us from the front. They hadn't done that. They've been happy to let us have ball, and we have dominated the ball. Bannon is basically running the show. Bit of a surprise. I want to think to have a double look because Brown's playing on the left hand side, and it looks to me anyway like Johnson's playing left full back. Although Wednesday's had that much of the ball, especially down that left hand side, he's been able to really push on. So playing full back, but they're mixing it over like that. I love seeing that anyway, them little partnerships. So, but Wednesday dominating. They've had a few chances. There's a lad at centre half for them, Lavelle. I think he's been quite solid, but just a couple of times he's ball watched, and Gregory's just managed to get the little slip on him, and I do think there's a goal in there for Gregory for us if he can get in front of man on them near post crosses. We'll put a few of them in. Hunt's getting forward really well on the other side. He's clipping some in. It's just really positive. Corners quite interesting for Wednesday because it's a running job that we never beat first man, and it takes balls, doesn't it, to put corners in at that angle, because there's always that chance it's going to go out. But we've done loads of them. We've been putting them right under crossbar. It must be something that Darren Moore's been working on with the players. A little bit surprising because their keeper looks massive to me, but maybe he's a bit of a flapper. He's caught a couple okay, but that's clearly a plan from Wednesday. They've been surrounding him on corners, getting big lads in there like Patterson, Iofa, in and around keeper, and really whipping them balls under crossbar where they can. So 0-0. I'd say they've been clinging on a little bit. The last 5 minutes I thought we started going a little bit longer, the same as they have. I hope we don't fall into that trap. You've got to have patience sometimes, and I know the clock's ticking and you can start, but let's just keep knocking it and playing it like we have, because it's been a really positive start from us, really positive first half. And if we can keep that up, I've got no doubt at all we can get that goal. So, second half, time for a quick brew. Come on, Wednesday. I'll see you in the morning. So, let's have a look at the game. Well, Wednesday started fantastically well. First 5 minutes, as we've seen a lot since Darren Moore took over, and certainly this season, we come flying out of the traps. And that first 10-15 minutes, there was little 5-minute sways, but it was mostly all about Wednesday getting forward and attacking. The first thing we noticed was Johnson played at left full-back and Brown played on the left-hand side of the front three, which you think you've seen things of that. Maybe he's just overlapped, but he hadn't. Now, this is something I remember a Doncaster fan saying about Darren Moore 2 years ago. I was listening to Praise Grumble one night, and he played a winger at full-back or a centre-half in midfield or something. And at that time, they were having a good run, and this kid had phoned in and he said, he keeps moving him about. He said, but I'm not going to complain because it seems to be working. So if that's something going forward, we'll keep an eye on with that, because I was a bit surprised to see Johnson at left full-back. That said, it really worked, for the first half anyway. Him and Brown getting up and down. I think Brown's natural instinct as a full-back meant that they were crossing, and I thought that was okay. And it was allowing Johnson to get on and attack. And that first half really was a story of Wednesday attacking. Hunt was bombing on with Patson, Johnson down the other side, and from 10 minutes on, it was a Wednesday domination. Barry Bannon, Byers, just controlling the midfield really, and it was a game all about Wednesday's passing. Wednesday having all the game did surprise me in that sense, because I said before the game that I thought they'd do what Rotherham did and try and stop us playing out from the back. And looking at the other games that they've played, it looks like that's something that they did actually do against the likes of Blackburn and Shrewsbury. Against us, they were happy to drop off and let us have the ball, which is actually quite brave. We can talk about Morecambe's a small club and the fans have got an expectation to beat Sheffield Wednesday, but it still takes balls to play at home and say, right, we're going to defend our 18-yard box. And as the game wore on, that is what they were doing. They were just defending their 18-yard box. And a bit of credit to their manager, I think, because it takes balls in front of your home crowd. The biggest home crowd of all time, apparently, as well, I've heard. So, well done to Wednesday fans who travelled there, really bumping them numbers up. But it does. It takes some balls to say we're at home and we're going to let opposition have ball all game. And we did have ball all game. From 25 minutes on, their back four were just kicking it anywhere. And I thought, there's a goal coming here. There's got to be a goal coming. We were slick, we were passing, and then just as half-time started approaching, there was a little bit of desperation sneaking in. But overall, first half, as you saw in the little clip, I thought, no problem, it'll come. Just be patient, it will come. It did come. Those free kicks into the keeper, it's obviously been worked on. It's obviously something looked at. As I said in the video, I couldn't really understand because the keeper was a massive unit. But once it's not working, you've got to change it. I floated 5 or 10 in. Know what's coming from it. Let's mix it up. I don't like short corners, by the way, but you can take one of them short ones where somebody else whips it in, maybe an outswinger straight away. So you can mix it up a little bit like that. They were happy to let us have the ball. They got a centre half, that Lavelle, who funnily enough looks like he might have been the one who got the touch on their goal in the end, which was a sloppy goal to concede. A bit of a scramble, it's knees and shins, isn't it? A scruffy goal. But Wednesday was still dominating, but we didn't create what I would call a clear cut. You know what I mean? Few balls in, a couple of decent balls from Patterson, where Gregory just gets in front of the man and just throws himself at it, but can't quite get to it. Same on the other side, Brown put a couple in, although I thought his touch at times in the second half was getting heavy, and I don't know if that was a bit of fatigue. and we didn't really take our chances. We've hit the post twice. Hunt with his sort of half cross. Byers with a lovely effort. That's a lovely effort, because in that position, I would think he's going to crack it, but he just gets his foot round it, nice and calm. Another day, that's a goal. Patterson Gregory has a little turn and half volley sort of thing. It's all Wednesday. And Darren Moore, it's a defeat. Obviously, Twitter people are ready to, chuck them sends off Cole Brothers, but look at the performance. We will play only 50% as well as that and win games. We will win games playing a fraction as well as we played yesterday. But it's that cutting edge. Of course, as soon as they scored, it's sort of they go to 5 at back and say, right, we've defended for 70 minutes like this way, 75 minutes this way. We'll stick an extra defender in and carry on doing that, and that's how it proved to be. But in terms of performance, other than a bit of cutting edge up front, that final ball, that final pass, I think Darren Moore will be satisfied with that performance. And sometimes it is about performance, because you can win games when you play crap. You can lose games when you play well, but what you're looking for is that consistent level of performance every week. And I would say that yesterday's performance was another step in the right direction. Those clear-cut chances we didn't quite get. Like I said, it's shots from 18, 20 yards, but I think it's coming. I don't think there's any need for that depression. And in a way, disappointing that we've conceded a crap goal, and disappointing we've conceded at all, considering the start of the season. And you don't want to lose. But in a way, is it a bit of a... I don't want to say relief, that's the wrong word, because you want to win every game. You want to play well every week. But is it a bit of a monkey off the back? Because the longer those sorts of runs go on, the more the pressure can be applied. That, we don't want to lose. And that, So overall, it's not a bad performance. Obviously, disappointing after the whistle back in Wednesday. But when you calm down, when you think about it, there was a lot of good things about yesterday's game. Again, Bannon showed himself really as a midfield playmaker to be as good or better than anything else in the division. I thought Byers was really good, got his passing going. And in games, I think we've mentioned this before, in games like this where we've got to break teams down, I think he's the right option in there in midfield. The substitutions, I don't know why Canberra was sort of brought into that sort of wide area. He is a centre forward. Same as Gregory, I might have put them two together down the middle if it was me, which it's not. And I got a message last night from a mate, and he made a very good point. He said, that performance, Jim, I thought was good. And if you stick Windass in there, that's probably converted to a win. And I would agree with that. I think he's a big miss. He's just got that little bit of drive and that half a yard that does make a difference at this level. So, overall, I still think we're going to get back to winning ways. I still think we'll be top 2 or 3 all season, and I still think we've got a chance of the title. Look at Gruntbags. When he rocked up 4 defeats on spin, weren't it? And then won a title by 100 points, was it? It's a long season. It's 1 defeat. There's absolutely zero need to be panicking at this stage, Admittedly, I think we've all had a drink last night because it is annoying. But overall, it's been a great start from Wednesday. And that was a good performance. A few things, playing a winger at full-back. It's interesting with Johnson because I've seen some people say, terrible, worst game. I thought it's actually the best I've seen from him. I thought he was getting well forward, putting crosses in. And, it's not easy when you're a player if you get moved about all the time, right wing this week, left wing next week, now you're left back, you like to know where you're playing, you know, and the players around you get used to the way that you play. They get used to the sort of balls that you put in, the sort of passes. When you're going to make a give and go, when you're just giving it them and you want them to turn out, they get used to them things when you play in the same position every week. So it was odd, but for the best part, I thought Johnson worked. I thought Byers was good. Gregory, I can say he weren't clinical, but they weren't 100% clear-cut chances. On another day, he gets 2 goals. And these days happen, you know. These days happen. Overall, that's... If you said to me, would you like to watch a performance like that every week? I would say, yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd watch that performance every week, as long as we could just have that little fraction more thought and clinicalness in front of goal. Nothing to worry about. It's 1 defeat against a club who, like I said, their highest gate. I know that's, you know, that's, I don't want to fall in trap, but it is a cup final. That is one of the biggest games they'll play, and we're going to have to get used to that, because there's going to be plenty of teams in this division who are going to do that. Right, just defend. Let's just get behind the ball and defend. And we've got to start working out ways to break teams down like that. Now, we're very lucky in that sense, because we've got Bannon, Byers, Adeniran. These are quality players for this division, and it will come. We've got Windass to come back. It will come. There was some panic before the game. Liam Palmer playing centre half. I actually thought he did okay, and the goal had nothing to do with him. So overall, a decent Wednesday performance. I genuinely cannot bring myself in it to slag him off for anything about yesterday, other than it's disappointing and it's you know, a poor goal to concede. Set pieces, I think it's a silly idea to put eyeballs into a gargantuan keeper, but overall, no. Decent performance, I thought, so I'm not going to cry into my cornflakes about it. Got a week off to work on things, and I'm sure Dad and Mo will be working on things, especially stuff in and around the opposition 18-yard box, and you know, trying to just make us a bit sharper in front of goal. But overall, I would say that's a good Wednesday performance and a defeat. It happens. You can't say we should be beating teams like that, because, you know, Ron Atkinson's team should have beaten teams like Oxford, shouldn't they? These things happen. But the level of performance is still good enough for the team that's got its eyes on promotion. So, no panic in that sense. Something to learn from in terms of attacking play. They've got all these training sessions to come now, international week coming up. No problem. It's a decent game. My man at match, I'd probably give it Byers. I thought his passing was really good. You know, turns well, gets it forward. He's got that eye for that little ball around corner. And like I said, just maybe a little bit more that last third. But overall, I'm quite happy with that performance. Nothing to cry about, you know. Certainly not a fucking disgrace Wednesday. Brown should never play for the club again. Yeah, that's all a bit OTT for my liking. It's a long season. I still guarantee we'll be in top 3 at the end of the season, and that's all it's about. These games will happen. These results will happen. We'll play crap and win. We'll play well and lose. That's the nature of the beast, especially in this division. So, don't worry about it.